Yeah, my contact with this entity, this organization, Correctional Corporation of America, comes from my other employment, which is working on a crisis line. And on that line, I got several calls from a San Diego community member that was extradited from San Diego to a private jail in West Virginia at a considerable expense. They flew two agents out here, take this person, fly them back to Virginia, incarcerate them in a private institution. Obviously, they were very motivated to fill that bed. You know, they came all the way out to California, grabbed somebody, and brought them back to their private jail facility in West Virginia. And this gentleman would call me periodically and tell me, you know, about the horrible conditions in there. This gentleman had been in the public jail system and the private, so he was, you know, he knew the two systems, and the private jail system really scared the crap out of him. The food was horrible. He witnessed one or two suicides in there. The conditions were just appalling, and that's where I first got acquainted with the for-profit prison system and that drive that they have to fill a bed, you know, because that's what it's all about. If you want to make the profits, you got to keep the beds full. So, you know, we got to do something about this, and
Sure.
hopefully this will spread as the community becomes more aware of how this operates. Thank you.
Here we are, southeast, in a place called Correctional Alternatives, and this is through the Corrections Corporation of America. You know, the first time I got familiar with how private prisons run is in 2014. Actually, before that, but one of the initiatives in San Diego was to possibly stop the Donovan prison expansion, and that was including what they were trying to do is provide 800 beds to those who have a disability and folks who are mentally ill. So, and long story short, it was meant to be like a substitute for real proper care among community members who need treatment for any type of addiction and any type of mental illness.
Went dark.
The issue of women incarcerated, it's, you know, when you think about how easy it is for someone to be incarcerated because of survival crime, what systems are set in place which actually do a lot more damage than good as far as families. Let's say a woman who is waiting for a job interview, and she doesn't have money for daycare, and let's say she leaves her kids in the car in the parking lot while she's on that interview. That's just one example of how she could be swept up into the police and prison system, and it's through no fault of her own. And it's the, you know, it's stuff like that. It's the non-violent offenses, and even the violent offenses that we found that women commit are usually in self-defense, or a good possibility, almost all of them are in self-defense. And since 1980, you know, the population of women has sprung up 800%. 800%. You know, many of them mothers to young children. This definitely breaks up the family. It's, you know, unless there are other alternatives for community-based programs which are not funded through private prison entities such as the CCA, there's really not going to be any hope for true community support and for, you know, reuniting, for families to stay together. Just the conditions of anybody living in a cell, I mean, basically it's a cage. It's never, you know, it doesn't have the results that is needed for rehabilitation. There is no rehabilitation. Even folks that, you know, are labeled in society as offenders of any kind, putting them in a location where you know, they will not have the opportunity to harm other people, but what does that mean as far as true rehabilitation and re-entry into society? You know, they're given $100, $200, and they were just sent on their way. You know, there isn't proper nutrition, there isn't proper mental health, there isn't proper counseling, there's nothing restorative to it. I really hope that people start, jumping on this, that, whatever money is used by the county to fund this can go towards nonprofit entities, can go towards people that are re-entering because of Prop 47. We need to focus on the budgets, first and foremost, where the money goes, where the money's at. I really think that City Council is just a group of puppets. I don't know. I don't see them any push for real change. Nothing of independent oversight of police. So it's sad. Maybe this would have to be on a statewide level, that people need to know what's going on in San Diego. And it's happened before, and we could do it again. But there's just so many issues about women and children and families and people that are branded for life because of something they committed, and they're trying to reestablish themselves, and it's like a system set up for people to fail. For example, you can't get housing because you're on parole, and they won't accept anybody on parole because they don't want, let's say, a parole officer or whatever reason they give. But for the criteria to be on parole is that you need housing. So it's this, just using that as one example, there's really no way a person can win. So it's really sad. So, I'm out here with UAPT from San Diego, Artful Activist San Diego, OLB, and all of us share concerns like we're fasting, we're striking, we're raising awareness in our community about this correctional alternatives, which isn't an alternative at all. And I really hope this gains traction, because this is how they militarize our communities. This is another form. Police are the front line to funnel people in. These are the prisons that just keep people in that cycle. The recidivism, it just repeats. And we got to do something about it.